And finishing out both the day and the final person in my ex-colleagues' lineup is a man who needs no introduction, a man of incredible talent, both in programming, evangelizing, giving talks, organizing events, and also singing karaoke. It is unfair how many talents this one man can contain. And his talk is about what is latest in Unreal and at Epic Games. Please give a huge round of applause to Ari!
Thank you so much. That was good. Hello, everybody. I want to remember this. Some of you who have seen me do presentations before maybe know that I like to take a selfie with the audience. This is no different. I want to do that again. I want to take a video. And I want you all to wave, look super happy, and yell, "Hi from Helsinki." So how I'll do it is, I'll go like this, I'll yell 3, 2, 1, and then everyone goes, "Hi from Helsinki." Exactly. Let's practice this once, not that I don't trust you, trust but verify. 3, 2, 1. Okay. So I've done this at other conferences. This was a bit Finnish. I would love to hear even higher pitched. So you were high, I want high. Let's try it again. 3, 2, 1. Oh my God! Yes! If you can do that again, that's going to be probably the best one of all the ones I've done this year. Are you ready? I think you're already ready because you already nailed it. 3, 2, 1. That was amazing. Thank you so much. Give yourself a round of applause. I will treasure this. I will also put on my Twitter, if you see, you can tag us or retweet, whatever. You might think, hey, I know this guy. That's the guy who did the first talk. No, that was a different guy. I'm wearing an Epic t-shirt. The previous guy was Games Helsinki. We just are identical in every other way. I'm here to talk a little bit about Epic Games and Unreal Engine in 2023. But first, a little bit about my favorite topic, me. So hi everyone, my name is Ari Arnbjörnsson. I am an Unreal Engine Evangelist at Epic Games for Europe. I'm Icelandic, so I live in Finland. So that is why I sometimes talk a little weird. I'm a game programmer by trade. I've been now a little bit over 15 years in game dev. And some of the things that I worked on that you might have heard about are some Angry Birds games, not the Angry Birds, but Angry Birds Friends, which is actually still going strong to this day. And I was a lead programmer on Returnal. Did anyone here play Returnal? Can I see some hands? Yes, it's about a quarter of you, which is more than usual. It came out when no one had a PS5, I understand. But if you haven't played it yet, and you saw Harry's presentation, and you're like, this looks interesting, it is. You should play it. It's even out on PC now. No excuse. All of my presentations that have anything related to Unreal are on my website, ari.games. And also, if you want to send me an email for some reason, or follow me on Twitter, or send me a message on LinkedIn, it's Flossari. I am very accessible online. I just usually press accept for everyone. Let's show you what's new in Unreal. So, wait, we'll have lots of videos, your hands will get tired. So this was a procedural content generation plugin in Unreal Engine, and it is a node-based procedural content generation that also works at runtime. So if you've used Houdini before, this will look familiar, but you don't have to run that process for a long time. We do it iteratively over many frames. And we just released the Electric Dreams sample project, and you can, like for example, the environment that you just saw now, you can download that and see how we did it, and do whatever you want with it. Put it in your own games if you want. You can download it right now from the Epic Games launcher. And yeah, live changes update in real time. So here you can see we're dragging about one of the assemblies, and you can see only 2 or 3 seconds, and it fills in everything. Very, very fast to iterate, to debug even, and I've started playing around with it a little bit, and it's very powerful. We also have a new system for making materials called Substrate. So it's a new expressive modular framework, to sound technical, that provides a greater range of surface appearances and a wider parameter space. This is experimental, so you can turn that on, and this kind of replaces then the fixed suite of shading models such as default lit and clear coat. And the thing is, it is very, very expressive. You can see in that demo that it kind of looks like it has depth, and you can make complicated materials like that. We had an Electric Dreams demo at DDC where we also had a car, and the car had this opal-like coat that also had dirt on it, so it looked multi-layered, all a single material. And even though it's so powerful and expressive, it does not mean necessarily that it's more expensive. For similarly complex materials, it will have similar performance cost. This is a sample project called Crop Out that we just released, and you can download it right now from unrealengine.com/cropout from the marketplace. You can build on top of this and release as your own games. There are no restrictions other than it has to be made, of course, with Unreal. And it's a top-down, casual, real-time strategy game sample project. And one thing that we're doing with this is that it's showing the best practices for cross-platform release. So it automatically comes with mouse support, touch support, stuff like that. And it's not using some of our new systems, like, for example, MAS, which is our data-oriented system, but it is 100% based in blueprints. And this shows how to use our new systems, like Common UI, which is our new UI system that handles switching between different platforms more easily than the built-in one. Enhanced input, which is the next generation of input handling. Geometry scripting, behavior trees, environment query system, save loading, and blueprint interfaces. So if you want to see how to use Unreal and Blueprint to make a cross-platform game, check it out.
I am metahuman.
It's my birthday today.
You can't contain a revolution any more than you can that virus. Then it will fall.
So this is our new MetaHuman animator plugin. This allows you to make high-fidelity facial animation the easy way, and we really mean easy. You can capture an actor's performance using an iPhone using the depth sensor, or if you don't have a depth sensor phone, you can also use a classic stereo head-mounted camera system, otherwise known as an HMC. And there's no additional cost for using this in your Unreal Engine project. And with this, it's not real-time. We have the old live link for doing real-time ones. That was good quality, but this is amazing quality, and you get clean and correct animation data in minutes. I want to show you a little example of what you can do with MetaHuman Animator right out of the box. So the demo that I'm about to show you is using the data straight from camera without any work on it. It has not been cleaned up, it is straight out. And then it's put into a very high fidelity scene with a high fidelity character.
Sign, perf, cut, take 13.
darkness now. I see through your lies. I will show them how to see as I do. I will not appease your gods. I will destroy them.
Cut.
Good? You like it?
Amazing. So this was MetaHuman Animator. We're really making it possible for anyone to create really high fidelity games using MetaHumans. Of course, this one was not a MetaHuman, but they are still using MetaHuman Animator. This was Unreal, and I want to now talk a little bit about Unreal Editor for Fortnite. This is our new system for basically making experiences straight into Fortnite. We used to have Fortnite Creator, which is where you would just launch Fortnite, and in Fortnite itself, you could create your own islands. But now you can actually use Unreal Editor itself to make Fortnite experiences. Let's see how that works. So this is Unreal Editor for Fortnite. And with it, you can combine the best of Fortnite Creative with the power and flexibility of Unreal 5. So when I say Fortnite Creative, we're talking about the massive Fortnite content library. Like everything that has been in Fortnite usually are assets, you can put them straight into your game. We also have deep customizable gameplay, and multiplayer, it just works. In Fortnite Creative, we have these devices that you can interact with to basically add mechanics, and it's all multiplayer out of the box. And then you have the power and flexibility of Unreal 5. You have the Unreal 5 editor with the UI and UX that you are used to and love, some of us. You have Nanite and Lumen working on platforms that support it. You can create your own custom Niagara particle effects. You can create your own materials, the shaders, using the material graph editor. You also have Sequencer, which allows us to create cinematics inside of the Fortnite experiences and even animation. And then, yeah, landscape and water, and also full data import pipeline. And that means you can import your own 3D meshes into Fortnite. You can import your own textures. And as time goes on, you'll be able to import more and more different kinds of things. With Unreal Editor for Fortnite, you have one-button deployment, cross-platform multiplayer, collaborative live editing, Verse, our new programming language, Fab, the digital content marketplace that I'll talk about in a minute, all of these, and also Unreal Revision Control, which is basically free, simple revision control that allows you to collaborate together with users. So when I say one-button deployment, I mean that with a single button inside of Unreal, you just click launch session, it will launch up Fortnite and play your new island immediately, like this. I sped that up a little bit. The first launch is it's a couple of minutes, and then after that, it's quite instant. So you can just upload your experience, it validates your assets on our servers automatically, and you will deploy to every Fortnite platform out there. So you just did something on your PC, and suddenly it's running on PC and Macs, it's running on PlayStation 4 and 5 consoles, it's running on Xbox One and Series consoles, running on Nintendo Switch and Switch Lite, and even Android phones, and even iOS with GeForce Now and other kinds of streaming services. And you don't even need to have the dev kits. Get this, you just go on your PC, you make a little game mode, you press deploy, and then you can immediately pick up your PlayStation or Xbox and just test it without having a dev kit. Super easy, super accessible. And then when you're ready to make money, you can publish it via the creator portal. So yes, going live made very easy. We also have Live Edit, which allows you to collaborate with Fortnite creative users for real-time cross-platform multi-user collaboration. So like I mentioned before, Fortnite Creative is the older way of making content within Fortnite. You can do it inside of Fortnite itself. You can now be creating inside of Unreal Editor. You can launch your session, start placing assets, and then you can send your island code to other co-creators that are running this on their consoles or PCs or even on their Android phones. And now they can help you build. They, of course, won't have the full power of Unreal, but they will be able to take all these assets that you're placing in and move them around, destroy them, whatever. And this is all happening in your editor also, and then you can save those. So yeah, edits made in Creative, reflected in UEFN, live updates in the Creative session. This is Fab. Fab is our new digital content marketplace. So you might know already the Unreal Marketplace, you might know Quixel and stuff like that. And the thing is, now with Fab, we're joining them all together. So in this marketplace, it'll have one master library of digital assets, it's 3D models, materials, sounds, particles like VFX, digital humans, and more. And this is, like I said, unifying Quixel, Sketchfab, and Unreal Engine Marketplace, and even ArtStation, all into a single store. This is not only for, so currently this is in alpha in Unreal Editor for Fortnite. So you can use Fab, and you can buy assets there and put them directly into your UEFN experiences. But the thing is, once it comes out of alpha, this is going to be for a broad range of engines and creation tools. You can see you can deploy it to Unreal, or people using Unreal can buy your assets at Fab. People using Unity can buy it. People using Roblox. People using Minecraft. Basically, any engine and creation tool that wants can basically subscribe to this. And we still have the 88% amazing revenue share, meaning you get 88% of the net profits. We only take 12. Then we have Verse. This is our new server-side first multiplayer programming language. It is simple to learn, generalized enough to handle any kind of code or data, performant for real-time open-world multiplayer games, and Failure. We don't like, because your Verse scripts are running on our servers. We don't want our servers to crash. We don't want your games to crash. So we've basically written it from the ground up to be safe. Failure is no longer an exception, it's a control state. It's a control flow, I mean. So that means that if at any point something can kind of throw an exception, it is now a failure. And if it can throw a failure, you have to put it in an if sentence. So I'm not going to say it never crashes, but the idea is that it should not. You have concurrency at the language level, and it is ready for professional development usage. One of the things you can do with this is that you can write code that is asynchronous by nature, but in an empirical way, meaning you write when either all players have clicked OK, ready, or 5 minutes have passed, whichever one happens first, and then you keep writing code, this happens. You don't have to write event listeners, stuff like that. I'm getting a little bit too technical, but anyways, it's really cool. So yeah, you can make stuff and put it into Fortnite, but why should you? Well, so the creator economy. You can reach instantly every Fortnite player in the world and receive monthly engagement payouts. So how we are incentivizing you is by basically saying 40% now, 40 of Fortnite's net revenue is now distributed based on engagement metrics. So you can see there in the graph up there how it works. We have the Fortnite gross revenue, and then of course we have the third-party processing fees, the credit card fees, yada yada. So after that is taken off, we have the Fortnite net revenue, and 40% of that is just based on engagement. That's it. You don't have to make a game and worry about your own monetization. You don't have to put in your own free-to-play mechanics, anything like that. The only thing you have to do is make a good game that drives engagement. That's it. Just make a good game. Multiplayer, out of the box. Also, I want to be honest with you all. The 40% is not only for creators. We are also taking part in that pool. So Fortnite Battle Royale, if, for example, for 1 month, no one plays any experience except Battle Royale, we'll take 100%. However, if there's one experience, one creative experience, that every single Fortnite player plays for 1 month, 40% of the revenue that is paying the salaries of every single, like keeping Epic Games alive, will go to that creator. And just in the first month that we paid out revenue, this just happened at D2C, this is super fresh, blue ocean. We made a couple of millionaires just from the first month. If the next graph there, if you took just the first month of payouts and you multiply by 12 to kind of like estimate annualized payout, you can see that 5 teams would have gotten 10 million gross revenue, 13 would have gotten over 3, 43 would have got over 1 million. And these are inclusive, so the 43 includes the 13, and the 13 includes the 5. So the road ahead, it is in public beta. It is early on. It doesn't have super much customization. You still might feel like you're just creating a mod for Fortnite, but it is getting more and more customizable every single month. Right now, like I said, quite blue ocean. And what I mean is that there are not that many game developers currently jumping on and using their years of expertise to create amazing experiences. Right now, a lot of it are people that came straight from Fortnite Creative. And they're now creating amazing content, but they don't have the advantage that you have. So now would be a really, really good time to get in early, gather a following, start getting expertise in the tools. We have new features coming soon, like voice chat, save points, so you can have persistence for players that keep coming back. So it's not going to be a fresh slate every time they come. You can remember them. And even XP. So people that are paying for the Battle Pass will now be eligible for XP in your creations. And a bit further on, you look forward to even more UI customization, so you can create your own UI. We'll have more camera and control customization coming. I think it was top-down camera, right, coming? Tab? Yeah, we have top-down camera coming. And there will be more coming. Localization, we keep adding more example content, and Verse, the programming language, will keep getting expanded, getting better and better. And faster also. Then we have the mega grants, and you might already know about that, but what we just expanded with that is that anyone who creates UEFN experiences is now eligible also for an Epic mega grant. Okay, so now that was UEFN and the new stuff in Unreal. Now let's just talk a little bit about the current state of Unreal. Of course, Unreal, we have a broad adoption in many industries. If you have skills in Unreal and you don't have to worry about pigeonholing yourself too much, your skills are now applicable to all of these professions. You learned Unreal to get into games, but you would actually rather be in film and TV, work on Hollywood, do some tech like The Mandalorian did. They are in dire need of people with your skills. Broadcast, live events, training and simulation, manufacturing, architecture, automotive, advertising, all of these professions and more that I just haven't put on there are using Unreal in some capacity, and they are just as starved for Unreal talent as the game industry is. But if you want to stay in the game industry, with the current generation of consoles, the new gen, over 50% of all new gen console titles are built on Unreal Engine as of November 2022. Last generation it was a little bit under, but now we finally went over half. That means if you have Unreal Engine skills, you can go to like have these companies out there that are making games for these consoles. Just go like, you know what? I have the skills you need, and they're like, we are looking for Unreal developers. I also want to talk a little bit about our royalties. So when you are using Unreal to create anything, you don't pay us anything per seat, you don't pay us per month, you don't pay us depending on how long it takes to make your game, because we don't want that money. That's the money that should go into making the game great. Our revenue share means that we only succeed when you succeed. But not even that, we only succeed when you succeed greatly, because we take 5% after the first million. So the first million per title is yours, period. That means you can make a game, and if it makes $1,001, you owe us 5 cents. Per title, if you have 10 games and they all just make just under $1 million, all 10 of them, you don't owe us anything. And this is for games. For linear content like movies, TV, live broadcasts, stuff like that, no royalties currently. So yeah, it's just free to use. Because we believe that if we share in on your succession, oh my God, if we only on your success, that means that it's in our best interest that you are super successful. And as an evangelist for Europe, it is in my best interest that you all are super successful. So if you're making something on Unreal and you want a little bit of help from us, just reach out to me. Okay, and then this was just announced, super fresh off the presses, Epic First Run. So this is an Epic Store initiative. And Epic First Run it's an opt-in exclusivity program. It's timed. It's only 6 months. If you decide to launch your game on the Epic Game Store and you give us 6 months exclusivity just for the first 6 months, 100% of the net revenue is yours. We don't take anything. And then after those 6 months, you can launch on other stores, and then it goes back to the 88/12% split afterwards. And I just want to also make it clear that in this split, it includes the 5% engine revenue. So if you are making a game and you put it on the Epic Game Store, then, for example, for the 88 and 12% split, you don't have to add the extra 5% of the engine royalties. It is in there. If you are releasing an Unreal game on some store that takes, for example, let's say 30%, then you'll be paying 30% to that store and 5% for the engine royalties. So 35% versus 12%. It's quite a difference. And it's not like the store doesn't have any users. We have 230 million players in the store, and every single month we have 68 million monthly active users. And if you participate in Epic First Run, you'll get exclusive badging, you'll get homepage placement, and we have dedicated collections for people participating in these programs. You'll also be eligible for relevant store campaigns, like, for example, sales, events, and editorials. This was actually quite a short presentation. We still have plenty of time, so we can maybe do a bit of questions, and then if we run out of questions, we can even just end it early. Thank you.
Do we have any questions? That was pretty amazing. There's one, and if you can, I'll pass the torch.
Hi, Ari. Thanks for the speak. Can you talk a little bit about the validation and green light process to get into the first light, or actually getting into the store?
That's an excellent question.
Thanks.
So when you are publishing, okay, let's say just when you are launching it, if you want to test it, you want to send the code to a few friends that you want to work together, it hasn't been like published publicly yet. The validation is just automatic. I'm not even sure what it's validating, just to make sure that your assets don't crash, stuff like that, technical validation. However, when you want to be eligible for the payouts, you have to publish it, and then it goes through a review. And that is a human manual review, because your content will be out on all the consoles. And the consoles have strict guidelines on how to get on there. And basically, yeah, if we're going to have Fortnite running on everyone's consoles, the console makers need a guarantee from us that it's not going to break any of their terms. So we're making sure that you are following the guidelines that the console makers have. And also, we're making sure that you're following the content rating. So, because Fortnite is a game for kids, so you can't have anything like violence, like lots of blood, death, etc., drugs. We have these are all explicitly stated on our website, so you can check it out there for more rules. But yes, it does go through a manual review that is quite strict. But once you're through that, then you're eligible for payouts. And every single time you update, you also have to go through that. But it's the same as if you were, for example, releasing on a console or even on an app store or something like that, except we handle a lot of the stuff for you.
Hi, Ari. Any word on how the Digital Markets Act in the EU is going to affect the presence of Epic Games Store on mobile?
The digital what? The new laws?
The EU coming Digital Markets Act, the legislation that essentially, I think, is going to make it feasible for other app stores to be on mobile devices.
Ah, I'm not sure. I don't know about that, but that does sound really exciting to me. I'm sorry I can't tell you more.
Thanks.
Do we have any more questions?
One over there.
Oh, there's one. Yes, excellent. Ei kahta ilman kolmatta.
Some guy from Fingersoft, I don't know.
Assumed Fingersoft.
Yes.
Yeah, hello. So we are in a console and PC gathering here, and I'm the Fingersoft guy with the mobile games here. So I'm actually gonna what you feel are the biggest weaknesses of Unreal Engine on, like, you have the new like example project that will help with or has an example for multi-platform publishing, and you had an example of mobile there as well. What do you feel is still the weaknesses holding back Unreal Engine from like other engines, for example?
Wow, demo! Oh my God! Ask the Unreal Engine Evangelist why you shouldn't use Unreal.
This is the interview question where we go, what is your biggest weakness?
Yeah. I actually have an answer for that, because it is not in my best interest that people use Unreal for projects that it's not suited for. So Unreal has its strengths, and Unreal also has its weaknesses. Unreal does have a lot of systems, and a lot of systems that we encourage people to take advantage of. We don't want you to build up a game from scratch every single time, so we have, like lots of tools and systems. However, because it has all of these, it's a big engine. Like, you need bigger, better hardware than some of the not as big engines. So it is a bit more expensive up front to just get the hardware in the office. And also, it is a bit, at least for a small project, it takes longer to start than many other engines. So I would say, if you're not planning on using many of the features of Unreal Engine, I actually would not recommend using it, because you would just be fighting it. You need to embrace the Unreal way. Like, in Unreal, we have the gameplay framework that kind of dictates how you should make your game code. Many people will go like, I'm just going to use Unreal as a renderer. You're going to have a bad time. You kind of have to really go full in on the ecosystem, which also ties you in. But of course, like, the code can be modular. But as such, if someone were to say, Ari, I'm going to make an Unreal game, but I'm not going to make use of any of your systems. Let's say I'm going to make a 2D hyper-casual game, and I want to make like 10 of them in a single week. I would go like, honestly, like, you're only going to be using the 2D framework, and not even that much. Probably not a great use of it. So what are some great uses? I would say, like, does your game have multiplayer? Do you want to take advantage of our new data-oriented mass framework? Do you want to use our cinematics, our materials, like our modeling tools, everything like that? Every single one that you feel like you want to take advantage of gives another reason why you should. But if you're not using them, don't use Unreal, honestly.
Thank you. That was pretty good. Any more questions? There's one over there. And now the microphone runs.
I'll dance a little for you while we wait.
Also, Ari is like sickeningly good at dancing too, which is another mark against him.
Okay, we got it.
So with this, I forgot what it was called. It's Unreal Engine Fortnite creative thing. Anyways, I was looking into it a few days ago, and I'm still in the unclear of like what customization options does the user have for tweaking the camera and the player's movement?
Like I mentioned, that is coming. Currently, when it comes to the player itself, the player character, the camera, the input, not a lot of customization there. That's quite early on still. So when we were talking about the levels themselves, that's currently where most of the customizing can be. You can put your own assets, you can create your own cinematics. But the player itself right now, whatever Fortnite character the player has, that's what's going to be playing. You can't change the player mesh, you can't change the camera, or can't tab. Tab knows a little bit more. Do you know if you can currently change the camera, or is it upcoming?
There's a glitch you can do, but right now it's only third person.
Yeah, okay. So not more coming soon, not currently.
The last time I played Fortnite, I was very bothered about that there wasn't any shoulder swapping. Which does it still exist yet? Shoulder swapping.
I don't know.
In third person.
No.
Bummer.
Tab says no.
All right. Any more questions? These have been great. You have been excellent. One more there. Haha. Well, we have plenty of time, actually. I don't know why I said one more.
So fast, yeah.
Yes. Blazing.
Sorry.
Hi. I have a question about Epic Mega Grants. If you can give more information about that, that would be great. And like its current state, budgets and requirements for projects.
Yeah. Certainly. We have actually one panel called Mega Grants, How to Stand Out on YouTube that I recommend you check after this for way more info. It's like we have 2 hours. First hour is talking to existent recipients, and then the second hour talking about what makes for a great Mega Grant. But I'll repeat a little bit here. So Mega Grants still going strong. It can be for all sorts of things. It doesn't even have to be only for Unreal as long as it benefits the greater 3D making community. So a great example of that is the biggest Mega Grant recipient, which was Blender. They got $1 million, if I remember correctly, because it's a no-brainer. Blender, it allows anyone to, it's sort of like, it makes it accessible for anyone to create 3D graphics for games. So we really, really subscribe to that notion, like, oh yes, helping the greater 3D community, great. Tools, plugins like that, they get like the bigger grants, and those are the grants that, yes, benefit more than just the recipient. Then we have Mega Grant applications that are like games. And usually, the only one that benefits from that Mega Grant is the game itself. So it's not as like, community beneficial, but it's fine. We still give those grants. Though they get a bit smaller grant. We're talking like in the range of between $10,000 and $50,000. So it's not a huge amount, but it can help a lot. And also because we don't like throwing away money. Okay, it is free money, but we want it to actually make a difference. So when you get a Mega Grant, that basically means Epic believes in your project because we see this money making this project better, and who knows, maybe we'll kind of get it back in royalties because your project was so immensely successful. So one thing to look out for when creating a Mega Grant application is make sure that your game sounds viable. And that can come in many different forms. Usually when someone would say, oh, hello, Mega Grant team, I have this, I need this Mega Grant, otherwise we're not going to be able to make this game. It does not sound very viable, and it will likely not get the grant. However, if there's a project that says, hello, we already gotten this government funding or like some funding, or just like, hey, we're running on savings, but we're definitely going to be able to make this game. If we get this grant, this is how it will make this project better. So if you can say how the grant's going to make your product better, for example, we need $20,000, and then sorry, everything's in dollars because the mega grant team is in the US. We need 20,000, and then we'll be able to hire a contractor. They will be able to make audio for us or animations, and then it will add that to the game. That makes a fantastic mega grant. You can see exactly how the money goes into improving the project, because I always say the mega grant is an extra wind under the wings of projects that are already airborne.
Thank you. And I have a follow-up.
Follow-up?
Do you have recommendations about the stage that project need to be in?
Yeah. So like I mentioned, it has to be viable. And one of the things we judge viability is from a build that you send us. So if you're super early on, you don't even have a build, we're like, we don't even know if you know how to use Unreal. So sorry, no. If you send us a build, it can be early on. They've seen some very early on stuff. But if it shows promise, if the team looks at it and goes like, yeah, we see how they're going to do this, that's going to be great. Sometimes gray box, that can work if you have game mechanics that shows off that, the game. Also, there's no single best point to apply for Mega Grant, because if you apply and you don't get the Mega Grant, or if you apply and do get the Mega Grant, you are welcome to apply again later. Because the Mega Grant doesn't say no, it's not no for this project, it's no right now in its current state. So maybe apply again in 6 to 12 months when you have like something way better. And also a tip for anyone that wants to apply for a Mega Grant is that don't send us like a private YouTube clip, because you cannot change the YouTube clip. I would recommend create a Drive link or box or whatever you use that you can then update after you send in the application, because it can take up to 6 months for the Mega Grant team to answer, because a lot of people want free money, who knew? And it helps, like for an indie game, 6 months is a huge difference. It's the difference between something barely functioning and, oh, this is almost a vertical slice now. So what I usually recommend to people is create a single Drive folder. You don't need to do anything specifically for Epic Games. Have this folder also what you pitch to investors and publishers. Just have like the pitch deck, have the build there, and have a short clip of video. You can maybe have like a 1-minute video showing you how to play the game, and maybe another 5-minute or 10-minute, or maybe, I don't know, an hour, showing a run-through or something like that. All of this helps, but this is beneficial for everyone you send your project to. And that means whenever you have an update, whoever it's for, you'll benefit also for the Mega Grant team.
Really good advice. Do we have any more questions? Ari will happily answer all your questions later. That I know for sure.
Yes, I am around. Like, you saw my email and my LinkedIn, Twitter, and everything. And I'll also be at the after party tonight. I think Eva has something more to say about that.
So
otherwise,
I officially deem you closed. And with that, it means we have come to the end of all of our talks. We have now seen talks all the way from epic to indies, to award winners, to shuttered games, from city sims to hybrid visual novels. And I don't know about you, but I am pretty excited and amazed how varied the Finnish big game kind of scene is. And we probably didn't even see half of what it's actually out there. But I also hope that you got some takeaways from today's talks, whether they were from this stage or out there over the coffee. And hopefully you will have more of those takeaways at the after party. But before that, I would like to give one more round of applause to all our speakers. And of course, thanks to our sponsors, Epic Games, Housemarque, City of Helsinki, and Game Makers of Finland. And I'd like to invite all our volunteers to the stage, please. While they're coming, I'd like to thank them because they have given their time and energy to this event. So if you see them today at the after party or anytime in the future, please donate that time back. Because without these people, there wouldn't be events like this. So, round of applause to Tanya, Fateme, Shadan, Ari, Anne, and Daria. And Casimir, who has been making us look good in photos. And so you might know that in 2019, me and Ari co-organized Games Hell. But this year, I took a step back, realizing that I just didn't have the energy. So I have been here maybe being the face of Games Hell, but really, this year, it was all down to Ari. So please give one final round of applause to Ari! Okay, so that's all of it. Final reminder, there is an after party today at Molly Malone's at the upstairs part. Games Makers Finland have told us that you can already get there at 7, but they underlined that please use this time between now and then to go eat something. There's only light snacks and drinks, so please go now and eat somewhere something. And we hope to see you there. Thank you.